here's our forest school site. Over this year it's been very quiet, which has been lovely for nature to start to heal and revive itself. We, with our new cleft fencing, it now matches our previous cleft fencing that we already had in place, making this one nice structure all the way around, showing to us that it's one solid area. And here is our future project to try and develop a permanent shelter here at the forest school site. Before lockdown, we were in negotiations with Andrews Building Supplies. They were going to pop in to give us a permanent shelter, but we are just in the process of chasing that up because it literally happened on the dates of lockdown in the country at the end of March. So now that everyone's slowly getting back to work, we are trying to find out what is happening there. But we'd like that to become a permanent fixture to give everyone a nice bit of shelter whilst they're here doing forest school. So this cleft fencing was funded by Andrews Building Supplies. The Rangers popped this in over summer whilst it was nice and quiet at the park during lockdown. This has given us a nice secure boundary line on the outside here of our forest school site. Before we got the funding from Andrews, we started to put in a willow weave, natural dead hedge really. The volunteers were putting this in just before lockdown happened, so they had just started and then everyone had to stay at home, but I believe it is on the work programme to finish this off, and it's going to look absolutely spectacular, giving loads of species a home and a habitat to hide amongst over winter.
To the tree hunt and broomsticks event. The Nene Park witch has lost her belongings. The storm on Saturday played havoc with her garden and she lost all her belongings. They all blew into the trees in Bluebell Wood. And it's up to you to try and find her belongings. Write down which tree they landed in so we can let the witch know and she can come and collect them. So here's some things that we need to find. So the first thing we found is an apple. And the apple is in the field maple tree. I wonder what next is on her list. What kind of belongings do we think would be in the trees? I found the witch's cauldron, and I see something else already. It's the witch's hat. Oh look, I nearly missed this one. Pumpkin. Oh, I don't think anybody could miss that one. That's a big spider. It's a cat up a tree. I wonder what the cat's name is. It's a spooky bat. And we found the broomstick. Hi guys, did you find everything?
So today we're working at Hanmere, cutting back some of the encroaching willow on the reed bed and also cutting the reed to give it a bit more of a wetland habitat for the wetland birds. So you've got Dave and Nigel over there, and
And round here, there is Arthur cutting the reed.
We have added some great new ranges into stock for this Christmas, including Christmas cards and decorations, all with wildlife themes. We also have our food range, including food hampers, biscuit barrels, jams, chutneys, marmalades and preserves, all made just across the border in Lincolnshire, and chocolate handmade in Norfolk. We have our new alcohol lines, including mead, gin, Elgood's beers and porters, and bottles of wine from Northamptonshire. Alongside that, we have our new etched glassware range, all hand etched, with wildlife, boating and outdoor themes. We still have a great range of children's toys, both for use indoors during the winter months and outdoors to explore the nature and wildlife around them. We have a great range from a new local artist, all handmade in Peterborough, printed with her designs and artwork of the wildlife, flora and fauna around her. We have a jewellery line which is all handmade from fabric materials. Our Just William ceramic range has a canine theme. There are mugs for the owners and bowls for the pets. We also have a range of binoculars, which was new this year, perfect from starter ranges all the way up to the more experienced wildlife watchers. We have our Frozzies canine yogurt range, perfect for the warmer days, and our Pooch's range of dog treats.
Hi, I'm Lucy Thornton-Reed, Fundraising Officer.
And I'm Gareth Lawman, Projects Officer, and we're going to chat to you about a brand new project called Celebration Leaves.
So where did Celebration Leaves come from? In the park we have memorial benches that people can pay to have a plaque and remember somebody significant in their life. These memorial benches are so popular, so much so that we actually don't have many left. Therefore, we wanted to create something in the park that gave people the opportunity to capture a moment, remember a special memory and celebrate things.
We had to choose a location, which was the Wildlife Garden. We saw that as the best area just because it's much more central to the park and easily accessible, and everyone will see it. These things were going to be a thing of beauty. So we had the location, so the next thing we had to source the timber. So these plinths are made out of bluebell wood oak. Story short, we dug 3 very large holes filled with concrete, and each one of these poles has a scaffold pole up through the middle to hold it up, and then it's clamped on the bottom. And it took a lot of work, a lot of sweat and tears at some points, and we got them in, and then just tidied around the bottoms here with a bit of gravel and timber edging just to neaten it up a bit.
So the leaves themselves. These leaves, we went through quite a bit of a conversation about what design and what material to use for these leaves. We knew we wanted to use an oak leaf, particularly as it is on oak wood. We decided to work with local artist Jenny Cairns. She is an artist who has created metal sculptures in the park itself, but she has plasma cut these leaves out and then rolled them with a skeleton leaf to get the veining on the leaf, which is a really lovely touch. And these leaves, being copper, over the years will change colour with the weather, just as a natural leaf would. So we think this is a really, really beautiful addition to the park, and something that the donors who give to this scheme will be very happy to keep this leaf forever. So at the end of the time that they have the leaf on the sculpture, they will be able to take it home and keep it in their homes, or maybe attach it to their garden tree. They are £250 for 5 years and then £500 for 10 years. So it's a really significant donation to the trust, and that's what we wanted. We wanted people to play their part in keeping the trust going, but also have something in return and hold on to a part of the park themselves.
So that's Celebration
Leaves. We hope you enjoy listening about the new scheme. Of course, if you have any questions or would like to buy a leaf yourself, just drop us an email.
By the way, you were great.
You were great.
No, you were great.
No,
Oh,
you were
silly.
great.
My name's Gary Mason. I'm the Community Ranger here at Nene Park Trust. One of my main roles is to manage and supervise volunteers. Unfortunately, due to COVID, we had to pause many of our practical volunteer opportunities, but this did enable us to expand on our volunteer ranger role. And since March, we have had 60 new inquiries, and fortunately we've been able to accommodate many of these volunteers within this role. Since lockdown was over, we've managed to bring back over 90% of our original volunteers, many taking part in our conservation, firewood and woodwork sessions. Each week the volunteers tell us how much they enjoy volunteering within the trust and how much they missed it when they were unable to come.
Today we're working with the NEATS volunteers, hurdle making. We've got 3 different groups. Last week they cut the hazel that they're using today. This is something that they've never done before, and they're all getting on really well. Good teamwork there. Here's another really good attempt. So these should all finish about 4 foot high, and then we can use them for some fencing within the park. Joan here, who's using one of the pull saws, she's cutting away the hazel rods, These rods are about 5 years old, and we can use these to make hazel hurdles, or we can use them for stakes and binders when we hedge lay. So that's the start of the copse, and when Joan's finished we'll have a nice dome there, and we'll get sort of new growth in the spring next year.
Hi, I'm Louise, Project Officer Arts and Community, and I'm currently in Lynch Lake Kiosk, our newly refurbished community kiosk. We're showing artwork by our 3 artists in residence who've spent the last 4 months working in the park. They are Madhu Petruni, Caroline Wendling and Yvonne Harris Hercule. They've been talking to staff, volunteers, visitors, researching the history and archaeology of the park, and creating lots of amazing new artworks that we'll be showing in the studio over the next 2 Saturdays for visitors to enjoy. And this project forms part of a new set of Art in the Park projects that we've been developing over the last 18 months. As part of a 2-year Nenescape project, we've been working in partnership with Thames Festival Trust and Metal and 6 secondary schools across Peterborough. Artists Jenny Cairns and Stuart Payne developed online digital workshops and activity packs, and these were distributed to the secondary school students who were working at home during lockdown. The artists then collaged the artworks into 6 banners that are now displayed at Orton Mere and Thorpe Meadows.
Hello there everybody, my name's Greg, the park manager. Today we're going to fell the elm trees behind me in front of the visitor centre. It's a bit of a sad day. We worked on these trees for many years, keeping them healthy and kept them going, but sadly they've got Dutch elm disease in the trunk now, and there's just nothing we can do, so we are going to have to fell both the trees. The first tree we're going to fell is behind me, which is the one in front of the visitor centre. So we'll get that one down first, which is going to be the most awkward one, and then we'll fell the second tree, which you can see just is over there, and then we'll drop that one. So I'll do another video later of us felling the trees. Thank you.
not very easy to get up and down the river, particularly at the moment, so we just thought it would be safest just to come in and around the lake. And then we'll show you later on that we've got an accessible lift
So it's fiberglass construction, and then we've got the floor, the rubbing strips and sort of the front of the bow and stern deck are made of plastic to look like teak. But then you've got the seats are actual real wood, but it's all very low maintenance, so looking at not